We are with Matthias Ek from ECHO in Ankara, and thank you for your time and accepting our interview request. We would like to start with asking about what ECHO stands for and what kind of programs we implement.
Well, ECHO is the acronym for the EU's Humanitarian Aid and Civil Protection Department. It has been managing EU-funded humanitarian aid projects worldwide since 1992. Funds we have are from the EU member states and from the budget of the European Commission, approved by the Parliament. We are one of the smaller DGs, but together with the European Commission and the EU member states.
Since when you are operating in Turkey, and what are the operation areas in
Okay.
Turkey?
Obviously, we have been very much involved in the Syrian crisis since the start. Once it became a very serious humanitarian emergency, the European Commission and ECHO has been providing assistance to Syrian displaced in Syria, but also to Syrian refugees in the neighboring countries. We established a permanent presence here in Turkey in 2014. The first small presence, because we had two aspects. One is assisting the refugees here in Turkey, but also helping manage cross-border projects inside Syria from Turkey. Obviously, with the negotiations and the discussions between the Turkish government and the EU and the developments and the refugee questions, of course our presence here in Turkey is now being expanded quite dramatically, especially because now we have these additional funds through the Facility for Refugees in Turkey, also known by its acronym FRIT.
And what are the working areas that ECHO fund projects and give support?
Well, ECHO is implementing part of this facility, which are these 3 billion euros. We estimate we will be implementing about half of the 3 billion euros over the years 2016 and 2017. The major sectors we are looking at are obviously classic humanitarian assistance. I mean, very basic. I mean, helping refugees have, that they have food, that they have some sort of shelter, they have some sort of clothing, very basic assistance. We call the health system for specifically the refugees. As you know, although they have access to health facilities in Turkey, they are in Turkish, and a lot of Syrians do not speak the language. They have problems accessing, for various reasons, the Turkish health system. We're trying to address some of those issues. Also, we are looking at non-formal education. Things where we, in discussions with the Turkish authorities, came together and said, okay, these are the areas we can cooperate, we can contribute to what the Turkish authorities and the Turkish people have done so generously already. So it's not a way that we come to replace somebody. No, we are trying to come in and assist, contribute, underpin what is being done already. One big project, our flagship project that we launched last year and which is now in the process of rolling out, is the so-called Emergency Social Safety Net, the ESSN. This is basically an unconditional electronic cash transfer to refugees. So practically it means that refugee families can apply for a debit card, the so-called Küresel card, which I have a copy here. This is what it looks like. It's like a normal bank card that you and I have. They can use it in cash machines. They can use it to go shopping. And this is for refugee families with special needs. We're focusing primarily at the moment on families where a single household, single parent household, parents with large families, parents with handicapped children or wounded children, with the elderly. So people who find it particularly difficult to try and cope themselves, to try and survive and make a living in Turkey. So this card is, so they can apply for this card when through the social safety net that already exists in Turkey, and then they receive 100 lira per family member per month. So if it's a family of 5, they get 500 lira a month. to buy whatever they need. If they want to buy food, if they want to buy clothing, they want to pay for the rent, they want to buy some medication, it's up to them. And this is very unique. This system is rather unique because what we are combining is a cash assistance, but we are doing this through the existing Turkish social safety system. So we're implementing a humanitarian program based on humanitarian principles, but using the existing government institutions. We have the major implementing partner for us is the World Food Programme internationally, but they're working very closely with the Turkish Red Crescent, Küresel.
What is the budget scope of this ESSM program? What is the contribution of ECHO and generally the program?
So this ESSN was launched with an initial budget of 348 million euros, of which 85% of that 348 million is earmarked for the refugees. So our partners can only use 15% for administrative costs for actually running the project. This is of course an initial budget because we start off, we will, as we are slowly bringing up the numbers, as we said, up to 1 million beneficiaries by hopefully in the first half of 2017 we would reach a million. 100 lira per person. So obviously we believe that we would like this program to go on for the next 2-3 years, and we will contribute as the funds are used up. We will contribute further funds to this project so that obviously those in need of humanitarian assistance can get this assistance that they need.